Okay, I am going to share some of my innermost thoughts because I am tired.
Please stay tuned, as you'll be hearing directly from the source. Welcome back, everyone. Today, we're tackling a story that hits home for so many of us, a reminder that health challenges don't discriminate. Did you know that over 10% of new ALS cases, the devastating disease we're about to discuss, occur in people under the age of 40? That's a shocking statistic that shatters the stereotype of who this disease affects. We often associate serious, life-altering illnesses with old age, but what happens when a diagnosis comes knocking on the door of someone in the prime of their life?
Okay, I am going to share some of my innermost thoughts because I am tired of them only being my problem. I don't need a therapist, I have you guys. So, I'll start off strong. I absolutely hate being paralyzed. I hate it so much. It feels like someone started sneaking into my room in the middle of the night 7 years ago. At first they just poured cement over one of my feet, and a few years later they poured it over the other foot, and then in the last year they've poured it over my entire body. So I'm like lying in bed covered in cement, but I still feel like actual me is like stuck inside of the cement, like desperately dancing trying to get out. I have pretty much lost all function with the exception of a couple of my fingers, and my fotch can still make a lot of faces, and my voice, which is honestly so strange. It really begs the question of why has no one accused me of faking this. Still waiting on my expose, but at this point I can't hold my head up on my own very well. I'm always connected to this breathing machine, and I'm pretty much physically uncomfortable most of the time. I can barely drive my own wheelchair anymore. Like, I think I'm just sort of slowly coming to terms with the fact that I am in the later stages of this disease. But you know how I know I'm not done yet? Is that I don't feel grateful for shit right now. I feel like you always hear people in the last days of their lives, oh, I lived a great life beyond that for when I start acting real grateful. Code red. You know, I was always like, say plateau before you go to bed. And now I'm like, do I want to plateau? Like, I mean, I don't want to croak tomorrow, but I just can't picture living like this, knowing it's only going to get worse, most likely, for years and years. Like, that just sounds impossible. I have to start treating this like truly a diary because I keep just like complaining, but this is my reality right now. So this is a living, breathing diary, much like Tom Riddle's. I think that's today's diary entry. I just have a lot of feelings. So if you are also hating this phase of your life, comment and like below about what you're hating.
When the future you've always imagined is suddenly and cruelly redefined by a word you barely knew. Today, we're shedding light on the powerful and heart-wrenching journey of a young woman who is facing this very reality head-on. Her story isn't just about a diagnosis, it's about resilience, the power of a platform, and a brave, raw honesty that's inspiring millions. We're talking about influencer Brooke Eby, who has captivated the internet with her unfiltered account of living with a terminal illness. Before her life was dramatically altered, Brooke was a vibrant, ambitious 30-something living in New York City, working in tech sales, and by all accounts, living a full and active life. She was the kind of person you'd see conquering the city streets, a picture of youthful energy and professional success. Her content was all about her life, her career, and her adventures. But behind the scenes, a silent, insidious battle was beginning, one that would force her to completely re-evaluate everything she thought she knew about her body and her future. The first sign was subtle, almost too easy to dismiss. It started in 2019, when Brooke was just 33 years old. She noticed a persistent tightness and weakness in her left calf, which caused her to develop a limp. It was an inconvenience, something she initially attributed to a pinched nerve, a workout injury, or just the stress of her demanding job. But as the months went on, the limp became more pronounced, and the discomfort grew. She saw countless doctors, hoping for a simple explanation. Her visits were met with confusion and a seemingly endless list of possibilities, none of which truly fit her symptoms. She underwent a battery of tests, MRIs, blood work, X-rays. Time and time again, the results came back clear, leaving both her and her doctors in the dark. It was a frustrating and emotionally draining period, a purgatory of uncertainty where a simple answer felt impossibly out of reach. For over 3 years, Brooke lived with this unexplained affliction. She continued to push through, but the physical and mental toll of not knowing was immense. She felt like she was trapped in a medical mystery, a puzzle with no solution. She went from doctor to doctor, describing her symptoms, only to be met with shrugs and more referrals. The process was not only physically exhausting but also took a significant emotional toll, as she battled a growing sense of fear and isolation. She felt like a medical anomaly, a young, otherwise healthy woman with a progressing physical disability that no one could explain. Her reality was slowly but surely changing, yet the reason remained a complete enigma. Then came the moment that would change everything. After years of searching for answers, her symptoms began to progress to her right foot, leading to more advanced testing. In 2022, she finally received the devastating diagnosis. The mysterious condition that had plagued her for 3 years had a name: amyotrophic lateral sclerosis, or ALS. The news was a gut punch, not just for Brooke but for everyone who loved her. The terminal neurodegenerative disease, also known as Lou Gehrig's disease, has no known cure and an average life expectancy of just 3 to 5 years after diagnosis. For a young, vibrant woman with her whole life ahead of her, the diagnosis was a thief in the night, stealing her ability to walk, to move, to speak, and eventually, to breathe. It was the answer she had been searching for, but it was the one she had dreaded the most. Brooke Eby's journey is a powerful testament to the unpredictability of life and the importance of health awareness. Her story underscores the fact that debilitating diseases can affect anyone, regardless of age or apparent health. By sharing her raw and honest experience, she is not only shedding light on the realities of living with ALS but also giving a voice to a community that is often overlooked. Her ability to find humor and meaning in the face of such immense adversity is a source of inspiration, a reminder that even when faced with the unimaginable, the human spirit can find a way to shine. What do you think of Brooke Eby's incredible journey? Have you or someone you know experienced a similar health mystery? Share your stories and thoughts in the comments below. And if this video has moved you, please consider watching our other stories on health and personal resilience. Let's continue to spread awareness and support those who need it most.